Aloha all. My name is Teresa Canijo, and I have a speech today with Mr. Marlowe on speech communication class, and I'm going to be talking about chiropractic care. And in my audience, I have Bonnie, Mike, Mariana, another Mike, and Annie. And of course, me, sweet old me. And today we're going to again talk about chiropractic care. So what is chiropractic care? Does anybody know the meaning of chiropractics? Help. Anybody else? Okay, chiropractic means that your spine is out of alignment. Okay, this is a normal spine. Now you're thinking, it looks out of alignment as it is. But no, that's how our spine's supposed to look. It is supposed to be at a curve. And we'll get into that. Our spine is like an electrical box. If any of these are on off, if they get tripped, one of our rooms isn't going to have any power in it. So, of course, we want all of these to be on. And the one way to keep them on is to go get adjustments. That is, go to the chiropractor and get your subluxation adjusted. So, Dr. Ruck, I had the privilege of interviewing Dr. Ruck, who has Back in Action Chiropractic here in Kahului and upcountry here on Maui. And Dr. Ruck actually came here and he was a massage therapist. So he wasn't actually a chiropractor when he first moved here, but he was mentored by Dr. Dickens, who he actually took over his business. But Dr. Dickens encouraged him to go back to school for his chiropractic license. And at first he was very apprehensive because to be a chiropractic doesn't mean just to go to college for a few years and you're done. You got to go to 4 years of pre-med school, and then you got to go to 4 years of graduate school. So it's just like being a doctor. The only thing is you don't need to do the 1 year intern. So he is actually a doctor though, and he does actually work in the hospital. He works closely with victims who have been injured in car accidents or some kind of accidents where when they're in the hospital, they're going to get the care that they need, get the pain pills and everything else like that, but it's not going to fix their spine. But he will, with the care that he'll give to them. So Dr. Ruck, and he also is opening up a fitness center called Core 24 Fitness. And that's based on the TRX suspension training systems, and that's the physiotherapy. But what we talked about was more of subluxation because chiropractic care is very broad. It's a very broad topic, and he wanted to kind of narrow it down to just one thing that everybody has in common, and that's called subluxation. Dr. Ruck also said that it doesn't take much to throw your spine out of alignment. Actually, you could be going 5 miles down the road, slam on your brakes because you're missing a cat or missing a bump or something like that. You could have a whiplash from that. And who's going to fix that? Our friendly chiropractic doctor, Dr. Ruck. So as we are talking about, the chiropractic care means to work with your hands. And that's what adjustments are all about, is working with your hands. But I'd like to tell you about where and when the first adjustments were actually taken. So chiropractic adjustments were actually been done for many, many years, because remember we were talking about the hands. So if you think back in the caveman days, they had to actually take their hands and actually put the bones back together because there was no such thing as doctors. So actually chiropractic care goes back many, many years. But we're going to learn about what when the first one was recorded here in the United States and what it was from. We're going to skip this ad if we can. Here we go.
Hi, my name is Anya, and I want to know when was the first chiropractic manipulation performed?
Listen carefully, there's something interesting in here.
And we're here on behalf of Expert Village. And to answer your question to our wonderful patient Anya, chiropractic first began in 1895. The first manipulation was actually performed by D.D. Palmer, and he actually later went on to start Palmer College of Chiropractic, and he performed the first spinal manipulation in modern chiropractic on his deaf janitor, and his name was Harvey Lillard. And after the manipulation, his hearing returned. And so D.D. Palmer thought he had a cure for deafness, but actually what he really did is he turned on the light to that nerve, or removed that nerve stress going into the cranial
about what he did for, D.D. Palmer did for his deaf janitor. He actually turned back on his nervous system. Turned back on the nerve that was off. So remember we were talking about the light, the power source. So this right here is our light. And the light's going to go throughout your spine and go to each of these and power all your nerves that are connected within here. So this is what we call the light source. So remember we were talking about, he said C7. So we have there's 5 different points of your spine. There's your cervical spine, C1 through C7. Your thoracic spine from T1 to T12. Your lumbar spine from L1 to L5. Your sacrum and your coccix. This is not easy to say, I'm sorry. But in any case, he was talking about C7. So up here in C7, he was talking about he had a problem with his hearing. He couldn't hear. So what he did is he went and he did a manipulation and did that adjustment and released the power and turned back on the power source. And there he goes. He can hear now. So he thought, like he said, he could clear deafness, but he actually didn't. He just turned back on his spine. So we talked about subluxation. This was the main topic of what we talked about in the office because, like I said, chiropractic is a broad spectrum, but subluxation is the curvature and you're out of alignment in your spine. So this right here is normal. There's a curvature within your neck. This is all neck, by the way. This right here is degeneration of about 0 to 20 years. Okay? It can take anywhere from 6 months to 1.5 years to correct this with manipulation. You've got phase 2 where it's kind of altered. Your neck's kind of going the opposite way now. It can take up to 2.5 years to fix. And then phase 3 takes about 40 to 45 years, and it's a severe degeneration. It can take up to 2.5 to 3.5 years to fix. And then phase 4, they said there's nothing you can do. Phase 4, you'd be about 80 years old or so, and you've got so much permanent damage that there's no reconstruction that can be done. But that's a subluxation. And we'll show you some more slides on this. For instance, this right here. So we're talking about all of this being normal, how it curves. And these are all the organs that is connected to the different nerves that are in there. So you see all of our organs. If we had something wrong with our lungs, we'd be looking in the middle part, and that's what this is saying. That's what it's all connected to. Normal, phase 1, you got a curve. Phase 2, straight. Phase 3, you're starting to see some problems. And phase 4, you can't do anything. And then we got a normal neck again, no subluxation. Perfect. Phase 1 and phase 2, you see how it's misaligned. It's like straight. Phase 2, you got some decay going on. Phase 3, you got a lot of decay. And phase 4, it's starting to fuse together. Okay? So with manipulation, there's different ones. So with the neck, this is the manipulation of the neck right here. They're going to twist your neck and do all kinds of things to it. Then you've got the lower back. Actually, this is the mid-back. I'm sorry. He's fixing the mid-back here. And in this next picture, he's doing the lower back. Okay, getting you to, fixing your lower back here. But that's not the only thing. So with chiropractic care, he don't just send you home. You need to go home and do some exercises. And just like any other doctor is going to tell you, you're not going to be able to do it without exercise. And that's what this is all about. So he'll send you home with whatever exercise is there. But I'd like to thank you, and I hope you learned a lot about chiropractic care today. And I hope that this could have helped some of you to learn about subluxation. Thank you.